Hi guys, so today's video is this Debs inspired look. It's also a collaboration with Tanya Leahy, so I will link her channel down below and I hope you enjoy the video. So to start out, I'm taking a mattifying primer. This one's from NYX. I personally have very oily skin, so at an event such as the Debs, I will get very oily throughout the night, so I have to use a mattifying primer as my base. Now I'm taking colour correcting concealers. These ones are from NYX also, and I'm putting the pink shade underneath my eyes and then the yellow shade onto redness, and this is just going to make them easier to conceal when we apply our foundation and concealer. For foundation, I mixed three. I used the Inglot HD 77, Revlon Photo Ready Illuminating Primer and MAC Face and Body Foundation. And the reason I did this is because Inglot HD is very thick, so when you apply a illuminating primer with it, it makes it easier to apply, and then it was slightly too dark, so I lightened it with the MAC Face and Body, and it also gave it a little bit of extra coverage, and the combination worked really well. It's the best I've ever gotten out of the Inglot HD foundation. And I spritzed my brush with Urban Decay setting spray before I applied it, just to give it an extra little give, and it gave a really flawless finish. Avoid any foundations with SPF for your Debs because they will cause flashback in photographs, so the Inglot HD is perfect for Debs. For brows, I'm just brushing them through with a spoolie, and I actually did my brows on camera today. I feel like I haven't done this in so long. But I'm using my Fuchsia Boom Brow, which is an eyebrow gel. The eyebrow gel is going to stay all night because it's waterproof and it gives you really sharp, defined eyebrows, which you all know I love. I love overdrawing my brows and giving them an extra arch and stuff, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm mostly filling in the second half of my brows, so where my arch is and my tail, because that's where my brows are most sparse. So as you can see, I haven't dipped in the brush into the product much at all, so I have very little product on the brush, so it isn't going on too harsh. And then I'm just filling in the areas that are sparse, and I just extended my arch a little bit as well, and I did the other one the exact same. And then for the start of the brows, I take the Crease eyebrow kit and I take the lighter shade, and I just use a little brush that comes with it because it's perfect size, and I just feather that into the beginning of my brows, and this just gives the brows a little bit of a fade because brows naturally go from lighter to darker. So that's exactly what I'm trying to create here. And then I'm going in with an eyebrow gel. This one is from Essence and it's called Make Me Brow, and I think the shade is medium, and I'm just brushing that through the brows just to keep all the hairs in place and just to add a little bit of extra volume. Obviously, I'm going to prime my lids because I got oily ass eyelids and there's no way shadow would stay on all night for Debs. So I'm using my Essence primer and I'm setting it with a face powder, and this is going to remove the tackiness, give me a smooth base to apply my shadows, and they'll blend really nicely onto it. So I'm taking some tape because on the night of your Debs, if you're doing your own makeup, you want to be stress free. So I went with tapes on my night of the Debs, and I think maybe you should too, just to remove stress. Obviously you don't have to, but it just helps out with liner and getting a sharp edge and stuff, and I love that. My first transition colour is Peach Smoothie, so I'm blending that in and above the crease, and then I'm going in with Creme Brulee and a more kind of smaller blending brush, and I'm placing this directly into the crease, but then I'm flipping the brush and blending what's left on the brush up towards Peach Smoothie, and that's going to give a little fade. And then I use the previous brush again just to blend Creme Brulee out and make sure it's nice and smooth. Then I'm taking Zoeva Cocoa Blends palette and I'm taking this light brown colour, and again placing this in the same area and also on the outer third of the eye. I'm just layering browns so that I get a nice fade, because black smoky eyes can sometimes be a little bit harsh, so that's what I'm doing here. Then I'm taking the warm brown from the Cocoa Blends palette, placing this again on the exact same place on the outer V and into the crease, and then I am going to blend it up towards those previous colours. And like I said, this is just going to give you a nice fade of different brown shades. So I'm just using the first brush that I used to blend that out. Got a little tongue tied there, sorry. Now I'm taking Lucy from Fuchsia, which is a dark chocolate brown shade, and I'm going to put this onto the outer V and crease area, and I'm using a kind of pointed blender brush to apply this very lightly, and I'm just slowly building up the colour with this because it is quite dark. So I just go in with more until I'm happy, and then I give it a blend with a blending brush to make sure that it's not too harsh or not too dark around the edges and that. And now I'm going in with Chocolate Brown from Fuchsia, which is like a really dark almost greyish black colour. It's hard to describe unless you see it in person, but I'm going to put this onto the same area on the outer V and into the crease, and again I'm building it up slowly. And then I'm taking a blending brush and obviously giving that a blend as well, and I'm taking a little bit of peach smoothie to blend out the edges. Now obviously I'm going to go in with my NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk onto the lid area, the first 2/3 of the lid, and I'm blending that out with my finger, and then I'm going in with the Urban Decay Electric palette and this silver shade here, and I'm going to pack that onto the first 2/3 of the lid, and this is just going to be our base colour. I'm going to go in with a glitter later. And then I'm going to give the crease area a blend, just make sure the silver blends in nicely, and then I'm going back in and darkening up the outer third area with Lucy again, just to deepen it up a little bit, but I do go in again with black once I apply liner. So the liner I'm using is my usual Essence liquid ink, and I went completely out of frame for this, that's why I cut it out. I'm taking Inglot's Jawline and number 4 pigment from Barry M, it's a glitter dust, and I'm mixing them together, and then I'm packing it on to the first 2/3 of the lid area. And then I'm taking Blackout from Urban Decay and a pencil brush, and I'm just really like darkening up the outer V area. My camera kept going in and out of focus, please ignore that, but I'm just darkening it up just to make it more dramatic. And then I'm going to go in with obviously a little blending brush and blend that out as well. I also went back in with my eyeliner and went over it anywhere the pigment or glitter got onto it, just to sharpen it up, because you can see some of it got onto the lid area. Then I'm removing my tape and I'm taking the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC15, and I'm just putting this one underneath my eyes. So I'm just using my finger first, and then I used the Flawless brush to blend it out. I'm not really sure on this brush yet. I used it for cream contouring today as well, but I don't know, I had to go in with my face brush eventually and blend it out anyways, so I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit pointless, but it's sort of a novelty at the minute, so I don't know, I enjoyed using it. I'm taking the Beachy Dermablend powder. This is a transparent powder, and I'm going to set the under eye area with this. I'm just packing it on with a little dense face brush, and then I'm going in with Peach Smoothie onto the lower lash line. Then I'm going in with Creme Brulee onto the lower lash line, and I'm just kind of like blending them and smoking them out a lot. Then I'm going in with the Warm Brown from the Zoeva Cocoa Blends palette, and I'm putting this onto the lower lash line. And then I'm going in with Lucy, and I'm also putting this onto the lower lash line, just a little closer to the root of the lashes. And then I'm going in with a nude eyeliner. The one I'm using is the NYX Wonder Pencil in Light. You could use like black if you wanted to, but I decided to use nude to open up the eyes for photographs and stuff. And then I went in with black and put this at the very root of my lashes, and I used the Urban Decay Blackout eyeshadow for this, and this is going to really make the eyes look open and wide, because there's a nice contrast with the black and the nude liner. Then I'm taking the Makeup Revolution Radiance palette, and I'm just taking that shade there and highlighting my brow bone, but it wasn't shimmery enough, so I do go in with another shade later. This is more a glow from within palette, so it wasn't shimmery enough for me. And then I just blended out the edges to make sure they were seamless, and now I'm going in with the Technic cream contouring kit, and I'm taking the 2 darkest contour shades, and I'm using the Flawless brush again, and I'm putting this on the hollows of my cheeks, and I'm putting it on my jawline as well. I'm sort of mixing them, like very little of the dark shade, so that's why you're not seeing much of the darker shade. I didn't want to go too harsh with cream contouring. I'm putting this underneath my lip and on the sides of my nose as well, to contour. I did like this for contouring the sides of my nose, I must say, but the brush is a little hard to get used to. And I put this around my forehead area as well, so just the places I would normally contour. And then I went in with my foundation brush and I had to blend all this out. Like I said, I'm not really sure on the Flawless brush yet, but I will report back on Snapchat or in a video or something with my thoughts on it. But right now I think I'm maybe just not used to it, but I don't know, I don't get the hype anyways straight off. And I'm just blending all that out, and then I'm going in with the light skin tone shade from the cream contour palette and just a tapered synthetic brush, and I'm just highlighting my forehead area and my nose area. And then I'm just kind of blending that out with that actual brush because it's a synthetic one, and I'm also just using a skin tone shade from that palette to conceal a spot I had there. And then I'm setting my entire face with the Vichy Dermablend powder. Then I'm taking Benefit's Hoola bronzer. I just have a little mini in my Z palette, and I'm just bronzing up where I cream contoured. So in the hollows of my cheeks, around my forehead, my jawline, and I don't go near my nose until I get my NYX blush and taupe. So I just do the outer perimeters of my face. Then I'm taking this blush from the Makeup Revolution Golden Sugar palette, and I'm just applying that onto the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm taking this highlight shade, which is Gorgeous, my new favourite. It's from the same palette from Makeup Revolution, and you can see that glow. It's absolutely fab. And I'm putting that onto the tops of my cheeks, my cupid's bow, and down the bridge of my nose, and I dust whatever's left on my forehead and chin. Now for the NYX blush and taupe, because I use this for every look, you all know this at this point, but I'm contouring the very hollows of my cheeks, underneath my lip and the sides of my nose, and I'm using pat motions on my nose so that I don't rub off my makeup. Then I'm putting on lashes. These are the 217 from Cara, and I sort of went out of frame for this too. I'm so sorry. I feel like I haven't filmed in ages, so it was a little bit hard this time around. But I'm highlighting my inner corner with my NYX Jumbo pencil in Milk, and I'm using the same highlight shade I used on my face from the Golden Sugar palette, and I'm popping that onto the inner corner to really brighten up and open the eyes. I love an inner corner highlight. It's my favourite. And I'm also dusting this onto the brow bone for an extra shimmer. For mascara, I'm using the L'Oreal Volume Million Lashes. You could go with waterproof. I never really use waterproof mascara, but if you're worried about it leaking or smudging, you could go with waterproof. For the lips, I'm going with a nude, so I'm starting off with Soft Berry from Essence, which you all know is one of my favourite lip liners. It's a really deep, dark nude, and I'm lining my lips with that, and I also shaded in the outer edges of my lips just to create a sort of ombre effect. Nothing too dramatic, but just adds a little bit of extra dimension to my small lips. And then I'm going in with the Sleek Matte Me Lip Cream in Birthday Suit, and I'm going to apply that all over the lips, over the liner as well, and that'll just give a subtle highlight. And that's it for the look. It's just a classic silver and black smoky eye, and I hope you liked it. Obviously you could wear this whenever you wanted, but it is very, very nice for Debs. Don't forget to check out Tanya's video. I'll link it down below. She's going to create a Debs inspired look too, so make sure you go down and have a look. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, thank you so much for watching, guys.